Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today and we have a visitor. Here comes Misty, my Smurf kitty. If you've seen my previous video when I talked about how Maddie made her all blue. Come here, Misty. Show them your blue fur. Come here. Anyhow, maybe she'll make an appearance. I thought that I would do a color and chat out of one of the new books, one of 3 that I bought from, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, Radu Frazi. But there were 3 of these 3D coloring books. There were 2 mandala books, and then there was this butterfly book. And so I thought we would color a picture out of here. These pictures are so beautiful. I love them. And I thought, okay, bye girly. I thought we would color this one. And because of the way that it's drawn, I thought this would be really neat to use my chameleon markers on. So I got out all my chameleon markers and my color tops. Now all we got to do is decide on colors. I don't want to go with the red, orange, yellow monarch look. I did that a number of times previously. So I do purples and pinks a lot. So I don't really want to do that either. How about some blues? Maybe I'll go like with this royal blue, which is kind of on the turquoisey side, down to what they call turquoise. Maybe that would be pretty. BL6. Let's see. Now, this is the thing with chameleons. You have to decide where you want to start and where you want to end up. So if I start out here and I want to start with my light color and blend down into my darkest color, whatever is your darkest color that's going to come out last is the pen that you're going to take out. Whatever you want to come out first will be the color tops, because of course the ink is going to come out in the opposite order as what you put in it. So if you're blending with, say, 2 color tops on top of a pen, whatever color top you put on last is the first color that's going to come out. I hope that makes sense. But they do come out in reverse order. So because I'm going to start with light and come into dark, I'm going to need my dark pen and the light color top. So we will get out BL6. Royal blue, and then out of the color tops I'm going to get BG3. Okay, and I'm going to remember to put my sheet behind. Alrighty, let's put the tab over there, this up here. So let's see how these 2 colors are going to look together. I am not sure. Now the blending time is kind of a guessing game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not going to do it super long. It's not a huge area, but you know, big enough, not a super teeny area either. So hope that's zoomed in enough for you, and we will just keep doing a color chat until we get this picture done. Now these oh, and I didn't put it on near long enough. Oh shoot, darn it all. But I do like the 2 colors together. And I am going to be going around the outside with a darker color, so I'm not going to be overly concerned if it bleeds outside the lines. Yeah, that definitely was not long enough. And, you know, keep in mind when you're working with these, if you are blending a lighter color, and I should have remembered this, a lighter color into a dark, the light color takes a lot longer to blend, you know, when you're keeping them blended together, than if you were to put a dark color top onto a light colored pen. The dark color blends into the pen much faster. So we're going to leave this on longer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because this is a longer section. So we'll see how this one goes. So how is everybody doing today? I'm recording this on Saturday, but I'm not sure when I will be getting it up onto YouTube, because you know, it's June 1st today. So I do want to do a color and chat out of a Jade summer book for Jade in June. And I do have my book and picture picked out for that. It is going to be a mandala. Them two colors are pretty together. I like that. But as you can see, it does take a long time to blend. I'm going to watch my counter over here, and I'm just going to leave it on for maybe 20 seconds. So we'll just jabber. Yeah, so I do want to get the Jade picture color along up to date. So I'm going to be recording that right after I am done recording this one. Okay, now I'll have to be turning my book so that I can color this easier. I'm not quite sure what color I'm going to go around the outsides of this, but that's why I thought this would be a great picture to do with chameleons, because I do plan on going around the outside with a darker color, so it's not going to matter so much if I go out of the line. So I'm not being super careful. Yeah, that worked out better. Blended into this really pretty green. Yeah, I like those two colors together. Ooh, that's pretty. It's a little bit brighter in person than what it is showing on camera. Okay, now I think I'll do this one up over here, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better of a blend than what I did over here. So we're at 10 seconds. So yeah, I do hope to get a Jade in Summer picture colored after this color and chat. And then I also, after that, I'm not sure if it'll be today or tomorrow, want to color a fairy for the Fun with Fairies color along that I am in. So it's going to be a busy month. But I really wanted to color one out of here. These books are just so pretty. And I love the 3D effects that he has made in these books. Yeah, that one came out better. Oh, I think that's so pretty. All right, let's do it again. We're at 10 minutes. So, what shall we talk about? The weather, of course. Had such a gorgeous last 3 days. Oh, it was just beautiful. And then last night, the storms and the cold front moved in. And so we had some storms. Nothing bad, but it did. Thunder and lightning. And so Bella is just shaking to death. Oh my God, that dog. She is just afraid of everything. Tries to be such a toughie, you know, barking at the dogs out the window. Or if I do have her outside to go potty, yeah, she'll bark at the dogs on going by. But heaven almighty, if there's a thunderstorm, watch out. Yeah, I love thunderstorms, and for some reason, it seems like they always go around us right here in central Wisconsin. It's like, dang it all. I want a good thunderstorm. You know, nothing damaging or to hurt anybody or their property, just a good thunder boomer. And yeah, it just doesn't seem like we get them here that often, which Bella is probably very happy about. Shoot, I forgot what time I started with. Oh well, we'll see. These don't have to all be even because Mother Nature isn't even. And these colors are real fantasy colors. Anyhow, I don't think you'd ever see a butterfly of these colors. If you do, take a picture and send it to me. Okay, I'm coloring kind of cockeyed at an odd angle here. Alrighty. Let me get these out of the way here. So yeah, we had a scared puppers last night. And it's a good thing I was going to, in my last color and chat, I had mentioned I was going to go out and spray for weeds, especially them dandelions, yesterday. And then I seen the weather forecast and seen that rain and possibly some storms were coming. And I'm like, well, there goes that idea. Because you can't have it rain for a couple of days after you spray all that on. And I didn't want to go through all that work for nothing, so I opted to wait. Well, then I thought, okay, Lisa, you can just mow on tomorrow, meaning today. Well, no. It is still rainy, and now it's really cold. I mean, we were in the 80s. And now this weekend and into the beginning of the week, we're in the 60s. Mother Nature really doesn't know what she wants to do. Now, this one isn't coming out as fast, so I'm just going to kind of hang around here for a bit. And now it's starting to switch. So that's one thing. If you do keep it on a little too long, you can kind of hang out in one area for a little bit. But because these nibs are very sensitive, make sure you do not press down hard with these. You barely have to touch the paper. Okay. But if they do get, you know, damaged, and they eventually will, and that's just the nature of the beast with these tips, the good thing is they are replaceable. So I am sure at some point in the future I will be replacing the nibs on these, but they're still good for now. I have not used them as much as I probably should have, or should be, I should say. Okay, I didn't put this one on quite as long, so. And I know I got comments the last time from some of yous in regard to these seem really putsy and you wouldn't have the patience, and they do take time, you know, a lot more time than if you were just straight coloring with markers. But you have to remember that if you would like to get a nice blend with alcohol markers, you could never do it on this Amazon paper. It would never work. So the chameleons are about the only way that you can do this. And even if you were on marker paper, I think you would be hard pressed to be able to blend like these chameleons do. So while it may seem a little putsy and it does take some time, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, doing each of these like I am takes no longer than if you had to pick out a bunch of Copic colors and try to blend all the colors together. So in the grand scheme of things, it really isn't that much longer. Okay. I should have done that one just a little bit shorter because it's a smaller area. I was jabbering and I forgot. I really don't like that one up there. That one kind of makes me mad. It's right up at the top too. Oh well, too late to know. Wonder what color I should go in with the outside. Then we'll do some blends for the leaves. We'll get out some different greens. I also like the fact there are ink replacements. Ink replacements? Ink refills. I knew that didn't sound right. For all 50 colors. So that is nice too. So they're like Copics in that respect, where you can get refills and you can get nib replacements. So like the Copics, once you buy one of these, you have it for life. You know, if you just add some ink or replace the nib, just like the Copics. So again, like the Copics, they're a little more expensive up front. But when you consider the fact you can just replace the ink, you know, and you're not having to buy a whole nother separate marker, or with the budget friendlies where you can't get just a single marker, you're having to replace, oh, let's go this way. You're having to replace the whole set. So in that respect, you know, in the grand scheme of things, these more expensive sets, depending on how often you use them, if you use, like, you know, some people use Copics, you know, if they're artists or whatever, they use them on a daily basis. And so in the long run, they're cheaper for them. If you're like me and you're just a colorist and you don't use them on a daily basis, you know, then the more budget friendlies are probably better. I have a doggy sitting on the floor keeping me company, and so Bella. Yeah, she stuck to me like glue last night. All right, moving right along. Oh, I think that's looking pretty, huh? Yeah. Still looking at my colors over here, trying to decide what I want to go around the outside with. Oh yeah, I got to turn the book around. I want the light to come out first. So, get ready to spin. Here we go. Whoops, knocked over my marker. But I totally understand that not everybody can afford Copics or chameleons. And there are so many great budget-friendly markers out there now. I mean, they have really upped the ante because, like the Cali Arts, I mean, they are great, great alcohol markers for a budget-friendly marker. And that's a set of 100, or you can get a smaller set too, is a set of 50 maybe. Or my Limouche markers I just love, and that's a 168 set. And those are awesome, awesome pens too. All the way down to your Sharpies and your Bics and the Amazon Basics. I mean, I love those pens too, and I'm going to be doing a color along shortly with the Sharpies and Bics and Amazon Basic markers. Oh, and we were blending quite a while as I was talking. May have to hang out in one area for a while. Just sitting here jabbering away. Maybe I'll scribble on. We would have had more turquoise than anything. There, that worked out good. So you can do that too, you can cheat. Okay, just a couple more. So yeah, I still have some bare spots in my, I was going to say carpet, in my lawn. Have any of you guys heard of snow mold? Yeah, it's mold. It's a fungal type of growth that you get over winter time, especially if you have had a lot of snow, an early freeze, you know, things. A few years ago, I had, you know, once the snow melted and you actually seen what the lawn looked like underneath. Oh my heavens, I had so much snow mold on there. And yeah, if you don't rake that off, it can kill the grass there. So we were out there raking and raking all that off because it was just all over my front lawn. And this year, even with the horrible winter that we had, I only have a few patches in the lawn in front of the house and one in the front on the side of the house, so it's not too bad. Except for bella peas, and I can't blame that on snow mold. That's a different kind of problem entirely. Okay, how's that looking? I like that. So we are going to put, sorry for my arm, put them away. Now we can decide what color to do the lines with. So let's get out my handy dandy color chart again. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, and I drew on myself. Man, that's like if you see my nails are kind of dirty and stuff. Yeah, I was out weeding yesterday, pulling up some of all the trees and whatnot, and yeah, my nails got all stained. Ugh. And I even scrubbed them with a brush and everything. Okay, I don't know if I really want to go with black. And I really don't have it. What I would really like to do is like a deep navy blue, but I don't have one of those. Oh man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Do you think a dark purple would look okay in there? Because I don't have even a really dark green. Well, evergreen is kind of dark. And I don't want to go dark brown in there. Well, I'm going to go with a deep purple. Yeah, we'll go with deep violet and we'll see. We'll see how it looks. So I am going to just straight color this. So I am going to, instead of the brush end, I'm going to use the nib. And we shall see how this looks. Fingers crossed. Because it is a real deep type of purple. So I do like the nib ends on these markers too. And you can blend with these too. You know, you don't have to blend out with the brush tips it's just that, you know, when you're going back and forth, it's just much easier to do with the brush tip. Now, if you were working on a, say, a mandala or something like that, where you're in a smaller area, but you would like a little bit of blending, you know, you could kiss the nib end of this, you know, to a color top, and you wouldn't have to blend it very long at all. But that would be a case where you would probably use the nib end. Oh, I think that's going to look nice. It's not as dark as black, but it's a nice dark outline color. Yeah. And yeah, it'll cover up all the bleeding over that happened. So now I have to be more careful. Didn't have to be too careful with the blending because, like I said, I knew I was going to be doing this. But so yeah, I'm hoping my lawn's going to come back to life in the front. Still bare spots, but it's still spring. It has a while to come back to life. Make sure I'm all in frame. On frame, on camera, in frame. Jeez, Lisa, get it started. Mama birdie's still sitting on the nest, and Daddy birdie. I usually hear them hoo-hooing out there in the morning. Waiting for the garage door to open. And I think Emily, the mama birdie, was like, haha, I'm out of the wind and the rain, and you got to be out there in that weather last night. So I guess those birds weren't so dumb building in there, huh? There's a shimmer. I wonder if it's because I was coloring with glitter gel pens this morning. If I have glitter on my hands yet. I should go get my clear Wink Stella or my clear Spectrum Noir. That would be pretty. I could do that later. Give it a shimmery look. I do have all the Spectrum Noir Sparkle pens, and been meaning to color a picture with them, but they are real brush tips, and I really got to practice with them because I have such a hard time coloring with real brush tips. I color much better with fiber tip pens. I just feel like I have a lot more control. I know where the ink is going rather than having the, you know, the brush what do you want to call them? Bristles, I guess. You know, sometimes if you push too hard, it'll splay out one way or the other, and then you get ink where you don't want it to be. So yeah, I definitely have to play with real brush pen sets a little more, because I do have a number of them. Keep hitting the cap. Oh, my stomach is just a gurgling. We had gone out to eat at a nicer restaurant last night, and so we each had some leftovers for lunch today. And it is just after lunch now. It's 12:30, so I ate just a little while ago, and I don't know if my stomach's happy or if it's upset. Last night I got really sick when we got home from eating. Oh, I don't know what it was, but I do get like that sometimes after I eat. And so I was a little leery of eating it for lunch today, but I seem to be fine. Except for my stomach gurgling. So it must be happy gurgles. Whoa, dropped a piece of paper. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I was out, had gone outside into the garage the other day. Had the absolute bejeebies scared out of me. Oh my gosh. There were a couple of huge crows. They weren't blackbirds, because blackbirds aren't as big. Crows are gigundo and very noisy. And I had two of them. No, one crow and then a couple of smaller birds. And as soon as I got out the door, this crow took off, and so did the smaller birds, because of course I scared them. But it was so hilarious to watch, because this little bird was taken off after this crow. I mean, wherever that crow went, that little bird was dive bombing it. I don't know if crows go and steal eggs from nests or something, or if, you know, certain breeds of smaller birds just, you know, go after some other birds. I don't know, but it looked really funny. I was watching them in the sky for a while, and yeah, here's this little bird chasing this big crow. It looks so silly. But yeah, this is after they scared the bejeebies out of me. Oh my heavens. That's like I can always tell when one of the mourning doves is coming in to land, because I think it's their wings that make this very unique sound, and it's loud. Can always hear them flying. And I had heard them before. I didn't realize it was from mourning doves, because I recognized the sound. And now I realize it's from the birds. Crazy. So yeah, that jolted my heart a little bit. So it's a crappy Saturday after having such a gorgeous day yesterday. I should have, had I known it was going to be this yucky today, because the storms were supposed to move out, and then it was supposed to be partly sunny today. Now last night they changed it. I was planning on mowing today, but doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. I hope I can tomorrow. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to kick myself in the butt that I didn't mow yesterday on that beautiful day. Hindsight is 20/20, right? I did buy a book and just received it. Bought this from Amazon. Where did I put it? Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm too zoomed in. Let's zoom you back out a little. And it's called 3,000 Would You Rather Questions. So it is a thick book. And I figure because I have a number of color and chats I plan on doing this month, I don't know if I'm going to come up with enough material to talk about. So we will just start from number 1, and we will just, keep going through this book until I run out. So hopefully that'll be the end of the year. But like, for instance, number 1, would you rather give up your favorite food for a year or give up candy forever? I mean, these really make you think. And I just glanced through a couple pages, just a question here and there. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to answer that. I really don't. Now that one's a little bit easier for me. I would rather give up candy than my favorite food. I do like candy here and there. Don't get me wrong, I do. But I think it would be harder for me to give up my favorite food. And I don't even know what my favorite food is. I know what my favorite kind of food is. It would be a toss-up between Italian and Mexican. Although I love Panda Express too, so I guess you got to throw in a little bit of Chinese food too. But yeah, so as far as types of food, yeah, that would be real hard for me to give up. And it would be better for me to give up the candy anyhow. But any kind of pasta, I am a pasta lover, which is not necessarily the best for me either. I should zoom you back here. Looks like my butterfly has a shadow instead of just my hand. And it does have a shadow. That's why it looks 3D. This illustrator just seems so nice. He actually reached out to me. I don't know how he knew that I did a flip through of his 3 books, his 3 3D books, on my YouTube channel. But he did. And he reached out to me via email to thank me for doing those reviews. Now, or flip throughs. Now, how many illustrators do you know that does that? That takes the time, number 1, to even see that you've done, flip throughs of their books. But then number 2, actually reach out to that person and send them a thank you. I just thought that was so awesome of him. And yeah, it made my day. I had initially seen these books on Donna's channel, Color with Donna. But I had already ordered them, so but she said too, he was such a kind guy and had sent her the books for her to review and to show on the channel. And yeah, she said he's just so nice. Can't remember where she said he is from. I'll have to look back and watch that video. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, I do like this with the dark purple. I think after I'm done coloring the butterfly in, I am going to quick pause. And I am going to go and get, I think I'm going to get the clear Spectrum Noir. Sometimes I like the Spectrum Noir better than the Zig. The Zig has, the glitter is more gold toned in the Zigs, whereas the Spectrum Noir is actually silver. So in that respect, I like the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens better. So I think I am going to pause here. I'm going to pop over there to my cabinet. I'm going to grab out I have a case of all my Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, and I will be right back. All right, I got out my big case of my Spectrum Noir. Ooh, sorry, that was kind of loud. These are all the colors of the Spectrum Noir glitter pens. So you can see I have a lot of colors, but they are the actual brush. I don't know if you can see that. They are actual brushes. But yeah, I would like to color something with these. I think that would look so pretty. And then back here, I do have all of the zigs. So what do I have? I don't really have a, oh wait, this one's clear. Yeah, I do believe. Let me see. Shake up all the glitter because, well, I do have them laying on their side. So all the glitter should not be settling to the bottom. I store it. I don't store the case upright. But you do got to shake them up. Yeah, this is a clear. So I'm going to use this one. And we're going to make this butterfly all purty. And I shook glitter all over my hand. Probably can't see that up there. Let's zoom you back in. You see the glitter on my hands? It's so pretty. I must have shook it a little too hard. Okay, which tells me there's enough glitter out on this. So we're going to make this thing nice and shimmery. Oh gosh, that's pretty. Ooh. Gorgeous. Can you see that at all? Probably not a whole lot. When I'm done putting it on, I'll hold it up. Oh, pretty, pretty. We're gonna have a real shimmery butterfly. That'll look especially neat against the leaves that won't be shimmery, so it'll really make the butterfly stand out. And of course, doing it this way, you don't have to be quite so particular than if you were actually coloring with one of the glitter pens. Okay, that's, oh gosh, that's pretty. Ooh. And like I said, that's why I kind of like the Spectrum Noir sparkle even a little bit better than the Zig, because this has the really pretty silvery shimmer to it rather than the gold shimmer of the Zigs. But the Zigs are pretty too. It just depends if you want a cooler shimmer, you know, with the silver, or like if I would have made this in, you know, yellow, oranges, and reds, you know, with the warm colors, then the Zig sparkle pen probably would have looked better. But because we have cooler colors in this one, I thought the Spectrum Noir would have looked better. And oh, it is looking gorgeous. Let's see if I missed any. I think some are through here. Can you see that at all? Look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, that is so pretty. All right. Let's do the other half. It's not too often I do extras on my pictures, and so I just thought, oh, this would look so pretty on this big butterfly. The house is so quiet. Bob took off for a while, and so he turned off the TV. So there's not a sound in the house. Bella's in here, so hopefully she won't see any dogs going by and start barking. I don't know how many times now I've had to stop recording because Bella started barking, as those of you who have been subscribers of mine for a while can attest to. It's like, just a minute, Bella's at it again. And because this is a wet medium, and this is just on Amazon paper, it is buckling the paper a little bit, but not bad. And it'll flatten out once the book is closed for a while. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should have done this at the end, because now it's going to be a little wet when I try to get at the leaves. Once I get out my heat gun and dry it off camera and come back. I could do that too. Oh my gosh, this butterfly is so pretty. It's amazing what this adds. I have to remember to get these out more often. And then I was thinking maybe I will get out a Posca pen and put some dots in too. We're just going to bling this guy up. Okay, I think he's all shimmery. Can you see that? Oh, we're plenty bright, aren't we? My gosh. We'll hop in. Ooh, brighter. There, that's a little better, huh? Is that still kind of bright? Get a little darker. There we go. Okay, can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, there we go. That is one gorgeous looking butterfly. Oh my gosh. I love it. So pretty. Okay, enough pat myself on the back. Yeah, I am going to pause for a little bit. I'm going to get out my heat gun and dry this thing up. I'll be right back once again. Alrighty, it is all dried now. I love this heat gun. It's from Crafter's Companion, because I don't keep mine out on my desk. I don't use it enough to justify keeping it out, but it folds right up for storage, and then I just wind the cord up. Can't remember where I got it from. If I find it on Amazon, I'll link it down below. But yeah, it is just so nice and handy, and it's got a low and a high. So yeah, it's really nice and handy. It stores in my filing cabinet right over here. Really nice. All right, so that is all nice and dry now. So let's go on to the leaves. Now, I do notice that his books, unfortunately, do go right into the spine. So we'll leave that one for a little bit later. Let's try one of these down here. And let's see what colors we want to go with. Let's go with grass green up into spring meadow. And which way am I going to be going? Light first. So we want the grass green marker, GR3. And we want the spring meadow color top. Spring meadow. Okay. And then we'll do these in a different color, and we'll barely have to just kiss them together for each leaf. So it won't take quite as long as you think. You guys getting bored yet? Hope not. I hope not. Okay, so this is a rather large, you know, these are larger areas. So because we're going from a light into a dark, it will take, you know, longer to blend them together. So let's come down here. Look at the back of this. But that's a sign of a good marker, that it, you know, bleeds through like that. That's what you want, nice and juicy. So let's make some pretty leaves for around our pretty butterfly. I think also I may have to pause again. I meant to do this before I came back last time. Oh, crud. I was going to go and look at my Copics and get a really light blue and do the background in a blue Copic marker. So I may have to pause quickly again, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem for you, I hope. Now here I'll have to be more careful than what I did on the butterfly. I'm going to have to turn it a little more at an angle. And when the lines are thinner like this, it makes it a little more difficult. That's why when working with Copics, when working with chameleons, it's nicer if you have the thicker black lines. Especially, again, when you're dealing with the Amazon paper, because they do bleed on Amazon paper so easily. So we just take our time a little bit more. And here starts the darker color. So that worked out really well. Now that must be part of the leaf too. There, that's pretty. Alrighty, let's come over and knocking over my tops here. Come over and do these leaves. Okay, Ziggs, get out of my way here. So I said, you know, I have such a nice big desk, but then things just keep getting in my way. Okay, and then there's only these two smaller, you know, with all the small leaves. So these big ones are the majority of them. So these shouldn't take real long, actually. I'm going to use the nib. You can see how I can blend with the nib too, rather than just the brush on these. Okay, here we go. Because only the light green comes out first, you don't have to go back and forth right away when you're in a smaller area like that. It is the one thing about chameleons, though, that makes it a little bit harder, is having to go, depending on how you want to blend. Now you could blend up and down too, but you do have to keep going back and forth in order for the blend to, you know, look right. And that can prove difficult. That's probably what I have the most problem with. Because you have to, you know, of course, put each line right next to each other. But it usually works out in the end. Here comes our darker green. I have no idea how long this video is now with pausing a couple of times. Oh gosh, and I was off camera for that. I'm sorry. I'm just batting 1,000 today. Good stuff. That's what Bob would say at night. He'd have a sun drop and he'd go, good stuff. Alrighty, now this is a much bigger one, so I am going to leave it blending for a little bit longer. Now again, if I was going with a dark color top into a light pen, you would only leave it on for maybe half the amount of time. The dark just blends into the light much, much faster. Alrighty, let's try that. Hopefully I'll be on camera this time. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Chameleons take more concentration. It's hard to talk and concentrate at the same time. In the beginning, I had a hard time talking and coloring at the same time in general. And sometimes I still do. And that's maybe why I make flub-ups sometimes. I'm thinking about what I'm going to say rather than my coloring, or I'm in such a hurry because I figured you guys are getting bored. And you're thinking, come on, get done with that picture. Why are you so slow? You can see how nice and juicy these things are, though. They have beautiful ink in them. Boy, you'd swear I was a spokesperson for Chameleon as much as I'm bragging up. And so, I'm not. Okay, sorry, flipping you around again. Oh gosh, and I didn't put my mic back on. I hope it picked me up okay from on my desk. And that sounds better now. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm still not used to having to put the mic back on again. Ah, yes. Okay, we have another big leaf. So we will leave this on for a while again. Get you back in frame. Anybody doing anything for the weekend? It is, yes, now Saturday. Again, not sure when this one's going up because I do want to put up the Jade Summer picture that I'm going to be coloring next. I want to get that one up today yet. So, and I already have one to put up tomorrow. So this may actually go up early next week, Monday or Tuesday. Again, I am concentrating so hard. Stay in the lines. Stay in the lines. Don't bleed over the lines. And now I'm having to go over the spine of the book too. So that doesn't help. And knowing I'm doing the background in a real light color that won't cover up any bleeding out of the lines. You know I really got to stay in the lines. Well, at least I know this side of the leaf I don't have to worry about. It's off the edge. Here we're getting to the darker green. Keep hitting the edge here. Because this is all dark green now here, so. Okay. Just a couple more of these kind of leaves, and then we'll go on to the other leaf. I'm still debating what to do for the body. I think I'm just going to do a light gray for the body itself. Okay, shouldn't have to blend this one too long, nor this other one. Excuse me. All right. That should be long enough for this little guy. Still debating whether I want black spots, black dots on the butterfly or white. I would think probably black, huh? Because it is kind of darker. I think white would look kind of funny. So hopefully I'll remember when I go get that Copic for the background, I'll get my black Posca. Or do you think that'll ruin things? Nah, I think it'll look okay. We'll just put some little dots on them. Oh, wasn't holding it up right. Okay, gotta flip this baby around. We'll see how we can get into the spine over here. I'll just go as far as I can and call it good. Ooh, I think it's looking pretty. I am so glad I put that glitter on it. That just added so much. Oh, it's incredible what the little bitty things can add, right? I know I see so many colorists when they add this and they add that, and I'm like, gosh, I never think of putting that stuff on. You know, they'll do this and they'll do that, and it's like, oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. Sometimes just adding the, you know, white Posca highlights here and there just adds so much to a picture, and I just don't think of that. And even if I thought of it, I don't really know where to put it. All right, we are done with these colors. So let's put these back. Now, what should we do for the little ones? I think I'll just go with more of the olivey colors. I don't know if I want to go with the dark green into the real light or medium. Let's go dark sage and apple green. So I need the dark marker, GR2 and GR1 for the color top. And we shall see how this goes. It's always a, you know, a test. And I am going to use the nib end. I don't blend too often with the nib ends. Let's start with these down here. And again, won't have to blend too long. And I think I probably did blend too long. I think I need either that or it's not enough or they're not touching. Because the GR1 is really light and it doesn't look like it's coming out. Let's see. Let's go on here and just see. There. Okay, yeah, it was just on too long, so I'm barely going to touch these. There, that's better. It was just on too long. So, don't have to leave this on very long at all. And then I'll color that, the dark color. Now that was not long enough. Should have realized because that was a bigger leaf. It's okay, it looks like it graduated in color down, didn't it? We's getting there, folks. Probably the longest I've spent with chameleons on a picture in a long time. I have been getting them out more and more though, because I just love the way that, you know, you can do so many pretty blends even on Amazon paper. And this is the only way you would get these pretty blends on Amazon paper. Concentrating again. Oh, so much concentration. My head hurts. I shouldn't have to think so much. Am I still on camera here? Yeah, I had no plans for the weekend other than mowing lawn. And now I can't do that. So I thought I would get some color and chats out of the way. Maybe have a few things stored up for, let's get in the spine here a little, to put up for next week. Okay, flip you around again. You guys getting dizzy yet? And then I will go and get my Copic and my Posca pen. I'm still really undecided if I want to do them black darts. I can't talk today. If I want to do them black dots, or if that's really gonna distract from the colors and the glitter. And what do you think? Let me know. I'm so undecided. No, I think it'll look fine with some black dots. Oh, this house is just way too quiet. I'm not used to a house this quiet. No matter what I'm doing, I have to have the TV on, whether I'm watching it or not. I'll have the TV on when I'm watching YouTube even, just so I have some background noise. Is anybody else like that? You have to have the TV on or the radio on or something? I always have to have something on. Like right now, the eerie silence is driving me crazy. Oh yeah, got to color them stems down there yet too. So blending out smaller things really doesn't take long at all, as you can see. It's just when you're doing really, big areas that you got to leave the marker on longer. The marker, the blender. You got to leave them kissing longer. Surprised Bella's not bugging me to go out. I had her out not too long ago when she done her duty, so hopefully she won't have to go. I'm not going to blend these on top very long at all because they're actually the base of the leaves, so they really shouldn't have much light color to them anyhow. So we'll just do a little bit. Way up in the corner. Oh, ready? We only have 2 left, and then the stems. Now these are a little bit larger leaves, so we'll blend it a little bit longer. I wish I would have picked 2 colors that had more contrast, but I wanted, more of a olivey type of green look that would be quite different than the other leaves, but didn't end up quite as different as I thought they were going to be. Maybe I should have went with like tan leaves. Okay, 1 left. Although these, I guess they are looking quite a bit different than the other ones. All is good in Leafland. Still didn't get to framing Maddie's diamond painting. I plan on doing that tonight. It's just easier to do that and record here during the day. So there, that's it, except for the stem, and we'll do that in this dark green really lightly, and hope it doesn't bleed out of the lines. That's the one good thing about water-based is, they both have their advantages and disadvantages. Alcohol marker just covers so nice and doesn't streak. And that's why I think the vast majority of us really like the alcohol markers. But water-based markers, number one, don't bleed through the paper for the most part. They can, especially if you go over the same area. But they also don't bleed out of the lines. Okay, let's get the covers back on. Nope, that goes on here. Oh, there it is. Like, where did my cover go? Okay. Alrighty. Now, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, gray. What's my lightest gray? We have neutral gray 4, cool gray 5, warm gray 3. Well, we have cool colors in there though, so let's go with a cool gray 5. And I am again going to use the nib end. And just straight color the body. All his butterflies in this book are just so pretty. I had a hard time picking out one. The only reason why I picked out this one was because I knew I wanted to use my chameleons. And I thought with all these different sections, the chameleons would look really nice. And I do like how it turned out. Almost looks like a circle coming out right here, doesn't it? I love that. Okay, so now I'm going to pause yet again. I am so sorry. I am going to go and look through my Copics because my next picture I'm coloring with Copics anyhow. So I'm going to find a really light blue and then I'm going to grab my black Posca. So I will be right back once again. Hi, I am back once again. All right, I have my Copics and I can't decide between BG000 and B000. But I think I'm going to go with the BG000. It's got just a hint of like a turquoisey look. I hope my head isn't in the way. BG000. And rather than a Posca, I have a 4-drawer wooden case up on top up there, and I had my my black Pitt pen up there. So I think because it's got such a nice fine little brush nib on it, if you can see that, looks like the sun is really shining in here. I am going to have to adjust the lighting on here before I start the next picture, so I apologize for that. So we are just going to quickly go with this brush nib, and I'm hoping the grayscale, once this dries, is still going to show through. And I got to kind of go fast so that I don't get any marks, or lines I should say. So kind of like the chameleons, if you go back and forth, you won't get the lines that you can get if you let the edge of the line, the alcohol marker line, dry, and then you start coloring again, you'll get like a line there. And when you're in larger areas, sometimes it just can't be avoided. Like I think there's going to be a couple areas in here just can't be avoided. It's just too big of a space. So, but that's okay. A line or two. I don't think the butterfly will mind. Should give our butterfly a name. Really into naming things lately, and I had to name the birdies, then we had to name the babies. So yes, I'm trying to go fast doing this. And we'll go up here for a little bit and then over here. Try to not let one of the edges dry too much. Like I said, sometimes it's just inevitable. But when you're going with a real light color like this, and it's going to be even lighter after it dries, I'm going to go in through there better when I am done with the rest of this. You can see my cardboard underneath my cardstock cardboard. And yeah, because this is such a light color, you can still see the 3D effect. That's what's so nice about these Copics too, is this brush tip. You can really lay down color fast. Even faster than a chisel. I love Copics brush tips. Concentrating again. Let's get the paper down. I hope I wasn't off camera that whole while. Boy, I am not doing good today. This actually, this whole picture is taking me longer than what I thought it was gonna. I didn't think there was, you know, much to this one, but the chameleons do take a little bit longer, and then, you know, we put glitter on it, and doing a background, just a real plain background, but oh, we are way too light. Darn it all. I don't know what setting got off, because I set it to automatic white, which is what I kind of figured out now I need to do in order to get my lighting better. And I don't know, somehow that got off now, because it shouldn't have gotten that light. Oh, I do like this pale blue-green. Just a hint of color. And just doing it very fast. So, may not have the best coverage in the world, but we'll go back up around those other leaves too. And around in here. Because if there's little bitty lines, you know, within the leaves, you're not going to see it. So. Good thing this pen's nice, or this marker is nice and juicy. So the color is really nice. Because I don't know if I have this refill. Maybe I do. I don't have that many refills. You know, I'll add a few here and there, but like the Copics themselves, it's not something you can just, you know, buy all at once. Took me a long time to collect my Copics. And some of them were slightly used that I, you know, some bundles that I got off of eBay, but they were like brand new. So they were a good deal. Some of the sets, of course, you know, that I would buy like that off of eBay, you know, I ended up having duplicates of. And I would keep the used ones, and then I sold some of the new ones. Bella, what are you digging in my carpet for again? She's digging the china again. Oh, and I think I colored here already, didn't I? Darn it. Crap. Because now I'm going to have to color the whole thing. Where am I going to be able to leave off? Sugar. It's so pale, it looked white to me. Uh-oh. I don't want to color the whole thing again. Maybe we'll go to the top of this wing. Now typically you should have the bottom darker and the top lighter, but we'll see. Maybe this color, because it's so light, maybe it won't make a big difference. I just knew I couldn't stop in the middle over here with having two layers and just stop and not have it be noticeable. That's what I get for using such a pale color, huh? Jeez. Told you I wanted just a hint of blue. I guess I got it. Let's just go off the tip of the wing then. We'll see what that looks like once it dries. Maybe we'll feather it out a little. Darn. I was doing so good on this picture. Fill in with our blues here now. Okay. And then a little down here. Okay. What a bummer. It really bums me out. Oh well. Oh well, it will be okay, Lisa. Calm down. Alrighty. How big a dots should we put on this thing? Like the size of his eyes, maybe? And I don't want to do too many. I just want to do it sporadically. Let's look on here and just see. Should we go a little bigger? Nah, that's too big. Yeah, I think I'll go smaller. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to get... Let me double check up in my drawers up here. I don't know if I'm going to get too much glitter on that Pitt pen nib. Let's see what other black marker I have up here. Whoops, sorry, I bumped you. Nope, that one won't work. Alright. Oh, I have a great big one. Big brush. Well, maybe we could use this. Maybe the big black Pitt pen would work better. Let's see. Actually, I think that would. Let's try it and find out. So, yeah, that'll work. And again, I just want to do them here and there. Does that look okay, or did I ruin it and make it look like it has measles? I don't know. I think I should have left well enough alone. I don't think I like these. Crap. Yeah, I think this is ruining it. Dang it all. Well, it started out pretty. Which side do you like better? I like the side without the dots. Can I leave it like this? One side got dipped in paint and just left splotches. Now we gotta make it the same. This big Pitt pen is really nice. Can you tell I haven't used it much? I use the little one once in a while. Yeah, looks like it has chicken pox. I know, weird kind of chicken pox, but well, it still has some shimmer to it. Reminds me of the dots on dice. Okay, there is the final product. Final picture. You can't see it too bad here, I guess, where I ended up, you know, leaving off with the two coats. And there's really not a big noticeable difference between the two coats and the one coat, but zoom me back here. Oh, too close, too close. There. Let's take that out. So what do you think of our butterfly? He's still shimmery and shiny. Can you see it? No. Well, I can, but I don't think you can see it on camera now that I'm not zoomed in. But yeah, he's all glittery yet. So I think he still turned out pretty. I guess I just wish I, wouldn't have done the dots. Or if I did the dots, I should have maybe done them in maybe a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, like a dark blue. I think that would have looked much, much better than this. But oh well, oh well. Well, thank you for joining me on this color and chat. Again, I don't know how long this video is going to be because it's been divided up into what, 4 parts now that I'll have to piece together. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope you liked watching what I all did with this butterfly and with the chameleon markers. And if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you are new to my channel, and ring that bell so you know when I put out new videos. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, or by the time you see this, a great beginning of your week. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.